Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of This is Kadıoğlu podcast. Today, I'm joined by Ahmet, Bob, Turgut, and Koos. So, let's start with you, Ahmet. How are you today?
Thank you very much, İlkay.
Thank you very much, İlkay. Thanks for inviting me in.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, Koos. And today's topic is going to be about Fenerbahçe's new signing, Ferdi Kadıoğlu, who is 18-year-old Dutch and Turkish midfielder. So it is very exciting to hear that Fenerbahçe are after young stars. After signing Altınordu's goalkeeper Berke and right winger Barış, and now they signed Ferdi Kadıoğlu, and most of Fenerbahçe fans are very excited with this signing. So, Koos, let's start with you first. So, what you know Ferdi very well. You know his family as well, and you follow Dutch league a lot. And let's add you're Ajax fan. And can you tell us about Ferdi? I mean, what's your knowledge about him? What do you think about the Dutch midfielder?
I started following him straight at his debut at age 16 for NEC football club, Nijmegen based. He was instantly a sensation in the Dutch first league, scoring and dribbling, and since then I'm following him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was recognized all over as a huge talent. That's why he was in all the Dutch youth teams, national teams.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore I kept an eye on him.
Yeah, I mean he's a very huge talent. We can say that. I mean, thanks to you, I heard Ferdi's name last year, and you knew he was going to be a big player, and he already took a very big step by signing for Fenerbahçe. So it's a very good way to start a new career, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is now been invited to in the Dutch national team under 21 years of age. And he just became 18. It shows how.
Yeah, very impressive. Yeah.
Talented.
Yeah, I mean, he also, as you said, he also played for.
And unfortunately, his team was relegated last year.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was playing for Nijmegen and they relegated as well. And he also played for the Dutch youth team, which is very good. Because Dutch teams are known for improving young footballers. So Ahmet abi, it's your turn to talk about Ferdi. It's your.
First of all, Koos. Let me tell you, İlkay. First of all, thanks for having us on this here podcast.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Koos is the one. I think he follows many of Turkish, Dutch young players in Holland, and he's the one who told me first. I believe when he was 15, right, Koos? When you mentioned
I don't know exactly when, but
right. And
sure.
Yeah, and he follows other Turkish origin players in Dutchland.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as Ferdi, I think most knowledgeable person you're probably talking to Koos right now because he has more details about him. He probably watched him many times. And that, as far as him coming to Fenerbahçe, as you know, there was talks that he was coming to Trabzonspor, he was coming to Beşiktaş. If you follow him closely, his parents are from Trabzon.
Exactly. Yes.
I think a couple of years ago, they went to Trabzon, and I think he had a little tryout over there, and then at the time, Trabzonspor officials didn't like what they saw in him, so they let him go. And his father wanted him to play for Şenol Güneş, but I think whatever happened with this Baki, the former Beşiktaş player, and he went to the wrong way dealing with the transfer. I'm sure Koos will tell you more about it because he has already has a manager in Holland that Ferdi worked with. So that was the wrong directions that Beşiktaş took. That's why. And it was, Besiktas wasn't the only team that was after him. There was other, like 6 teams. Correct me, this goes. Feyenoord, Alkmaar, Heerenveen, a bunch of teams in Holland was after him too, right, Koos?
Yeah, I'm not sure about how much teams there were after him this year, but last year was for sure that there were many teams.
Yeah.
Right.
And this year there were not that many, and Besiktas was through this so-called ancient Baki magic.
Right.
This is confusing topic. I mean, I don't know what happened.
It was a disaster what he did. And everybody, it was just disaster. Now, Koos, I asked you this off air. Was the manager Kokus was the big decision maker getting Ferdi to Fenerbahçe?
I'm not sure, but probably it was, because he knows the Dutch style of training, the style of playing.
Right, because he probably more well of the Dutch style of playing, and he knew that he went through that style of training in his early ages. So I think he's going to be good with Fenerbahçe team. If it's not going to start right away. I can tell you that. I don't know if you agree or disagree with me, but it'll take some time for Ferdi to start in Fenerbahçe team.
It will take some time, and I don't think Koku will play him, also because
right.
Off season for the Dutch teams mostly.
Right.
Now, so he shouldn't be in the best shape possible.
Right. Now,
but Koku already wants to implement the Dutch training style in Fenerbahçe.
As I know, Koku wants to build a team like he did with PSV Eindhoven. He's bringing now youngsters into Fenerbahçe team, and he also Koku did a very good job in PSV. I mean, he turned some young players into superstars, like we know the Mexican winger Lozano and the Colombian right back Arias. So Koos, do you think he will do the same thing with Fenerbahçe, like bringing these youngsters, and do you think he will give them chances like as starting first 11, or he will use them mostly in Turkish cup matches like the old ex Fenerbahçe managers like did before?
Koku is not known for letting too much young players start in games. Not as much as we do at Ajax. He's more conservative, but still for Turkish standards, he's more open to play younger players, I guess.
Right.
He won't play five teenagers in a team. Pretty sure. But he's more open to kids like Ferdi.
Yeah.
The kid that they got from actually Barış Alıcı is from Bergama, the city I was born, and I don't think Barış, if you compare Ferdi with Barış, Ferdi is more, I think, because the system that he went through, he'll probably be more successful with Fenerbahçe team than Barış Alıcı. I think Barış will have to spend some very serious training with Fenerbahçe, especially with Koku, because the way you got to look at this, the farm level teams in Turkey is way off than how they train in Europe. So I think Barış Alıcı is going to take some time to fit in Koku's system. But Ferdi, as far as, because this is what I heard, and this is what they tell me. He's very professional. Even though he's very young, he's at the age 18. He's been, he thinks as a professional player, and then he doesn't act from his, for feelings.
Yes.
He's not the type of player that would show that feeling if he gets off the comes off the bench or stays in the bench. So I think he's well what do you call, teach thought of the being a professional soccer player, football player. As far as I don't think Barış has that. So if you compare two of them, I think Ferdi a couple steps ahead of Barış.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
And yeah, I really agree with that. And Barış is 21-year-old and Ferdi is 18. And comparing these two to each other, and as I said, Ferdi looks more professional. And
Yes.
I mean, now you look at this kid's face, and he looks like he's a very great personality because of his family, and
Right.
he looks like the kid. The kid Fenerbahçe fans have been looking for a very long time, because like signing a young footballer and seeing him playing for Fenerbahçe, starting in every games and becoming a hero. Like Tuncay Şanlı was one of them. He joined Fenerbahçe when he was young, and he grew up here actually, and he played in most of the games, and he was impressive. So I'm
Right.
expecting the same thing to do with Ferdi, and I'm expecting him to do even better than Tuncay Şanlı. And Ahmet, you said that Ahmet abi, he went to Trabzon for a trial, and
Right.
but Trabzonspor rejected the kid, and you said that his family is from Trabzon.
Right. His father is from
Yeah.
Trabzon, but
His mother
it's
is
just
Dutch, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think right. Is that close?
Yes, correct. She's Dutch.
Well, this
Right.
is this
Canadian,
is
even.
So, Koos, I got a question for you. What happens now? He's with Dutch national team, youth level. Does he make a decision, or is he obligated to play in the Dutch national team?
No, he's until he's invited for the Dutch national first team.
Right.
He's free to do what he wants. He can play.
Right.
He has a Turkish passport.
Do you think that he has a chance to make the Dutch national A team?
Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah, there's some. I don't know.
How much progress he can make, and how much playing time he will get for the Barca.
Right. Right.
If he can, he will. Of course, because he's already in the EU 21 team.
Right.
And basically, all these players should improve and get to the A team of the Dutch.
Yeah. Well, I think I heard something cause like I read somewhere, I don't really remember, but I read that his father did an interview with a newspaper, and they talk about something happened in Turkish youth national team. Like Ferdi's position is number 10, but they played him as right back in Turkey youth team's trial. So Ferdi's father wasn't happy with that. And they decided not to send him to Turkish national team, so they decided to continue with Dutch youth national team. Is that true?
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't tell you that.
Yeah, I read that in a newspaper or something. I don't really remember. Maybe it's not true. Just this is.
Honestly, I know that the people from the Turkish Football Federation checked him out last year, but I don't know if there was a meeting or whatever.
Well, I think Ferdi is like more. Dutch national team has a really great future in my opinion. Like have really great talented footballers like Delight, Justin Kluivert. Frankie De Jong, or so, even if Ferdi choose the Dutch national team, it wouldn't really be a problem for him as well. But I'm sure you want him to play for Turkish national team, right?
Well, it really doesn't matter. I don't favor anyone. I think it would probably be better if he plays for Dutch national team if he's good enough. But the thing is, it's his choice. We can't, I can't say that, with any kids, like even if, let's say, if my son wanted to play, he was born in the United States, right?
Yeah.
And if he wanted to play, if he was good enough to play for U.S. national team, if he wanted to do that, I can't say anything. It's the same way with
True, yeah. You just need to respect his decision. Yeah.
It's gonna be up to the kid. I think the pressure should not come from the parent.
Very true, yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah, very, very, very true. All we have to do is respect him.
He still has time to decide anyway.
Yes, and he's got a plenty of time because he's only 18. Talking about a player, his level, I've been watching a player here in the United States. The guy, the Turkish kid was born here. He plays for Stanford University, right? And his parents doesn't say anything to him. As a matter of fact, Beşiktaş team came to look at him. They wanted to sign him and then assign him to a farm team. But, he's got a free ride with Stanford University, #1 university in the world as far as the university football club. And he's getting all this free. His parents said, we're not going to leave that to go to national. And they made the decision because he's getting his education from #1 university, Stanford, in California. So you have to, I wish Ferdi keeps going to school while at least his off times, he should keep going to school and earn that degree. Because let's face it, there's a lot of mistakes made and is still making a lot of football players making in Turkey. Just because they're famous, being famous only lasts 10 years. What happens after 10 years? If you look at all these famous Turkish players, they're all, if you look at back, they're all in a limbo. They go into business, they lose money, they go bankrupt, they lose all. See, when I mean a professional soccer player, youth level, and I see this with Ferdi, and I've been talking to his relatives. He has that. I hope he doesn't change in Turkey. I just hope. I hope he keeps going. He should keep his education going too.
Exactly. I was about to.
What do you say, Koos?
Yeah, I don't know about this education program at the moment, but I do know he has his family close to him, so he won't be doing wrong.
Yeah,
right.
I was about to say this. I mean, honestly, I was about to say the same thing with Ahmet abi. I mean, most Turkish young footballers, I mean, when they move to bigger clubs, they just kind of can't really focus on the football. So I really agree with Ahmet abi and Koos as well. You say that he's the type of kid that he can just focus on football and improve.
İlkay, I have seen
very dedicated, very focused.
I have seen many youth players came to big teams.
Yeah.
You remember Tarık back in? I don't think you remember. Came to Fenerbahçe from Gençler Birliği when he was very young, at the age 17 or 18, and he made the national team back in 1995. He came to Fenerbahçe, and then in 2 years he was gone. The lifestyle of Istanbul will affect if you're not professional.
True, very
player.
Yeah, this is sad.
So I think I just hope Ferdi keeps his. I believe Ferdi will do that. The only problem I see here, homesickness, because I have seen these players that come from Germany at that age level. That if the homesickness gets to him, missing the parent, missing Dutchland, that could be a problem. But I think
that's why his father will stay with him too.
Right, they will stay there. That's a plug.
And he has relatives in Istanbul as well, cousins.
Right. So you won't be a stranger. What you're saying, Koos?
Yeah.
Not really, although he doesn't is fluent in Turkish yet.
Yeah.
But,
right.
It's good to have.
Alone.
Yeah, it's good to know that he has someone to take care of himself. So it's good that he.
Yeah, it's going to take some time for him to adopt a lifestyle in Turkey.
Yeah.
Believe me, because that happens to any kid that was born in Europe or any other country comes to Turkey. There's the aftershock, and I hope that he goes through that aftershock very short time. And as far as if that affects him on the field, we might see a different Ferdi.
Yeah, exactly. I hope not. I mean, Istanbul's a magical city, and it's very famous.
Yeah, but the magical with the traffic, it's a disaster.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. He needs to be like careful. Yeah, when a young star comes to Istanbul, like if there's no one to take him, so if there's no one to show him the way, so this is the big problem.
For his age, I hope he doesn't start driving all those fancy cars. He's got like Koos said, he's got his parents there. He should focus and concentrate on practice and making a team, and he'll be okay. It's like Koos said, if his parents are there, I think it'll be a plus.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make those mistakes that what I just mentioned, but I think it will be helpful for his dad and his parents being there and his relatives being in Istanbul. But he's going to struggle with like Koos said, with the Turkish language in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he will not start because Istanbul traffic would be the reason for him to leave Turkey. So I don't want this. I hope he will not drive a lot.
Right. So I hope it's a good transfer for Fenerbahçe. It's nice to see a young player like that to make the team and then watch him every weekend.
Well, I mean, there's a change in Fenerbahçe. We all know that because last season Fenerbahçe paid 5 million euros to Tottenham just to loan Vincent Janssen, but this season 5.4 million euros. We signed 3 young stars, so that's a big challenge. This is good to see.
Good road, and with the new, it's a new era with the Ali Koç, and I hope it's going to be good for Fenerbahçe and Turkish football. I think he's a very good gentleman. I met him once back in I believe it was like 2010. I met him here. He's a very good, intelligent businessman, and I think he the stuff that he has, the knowledge he has as far as, and then charactership he has. I think he's going to have Fenerbahçe going in the right direction.
Yeah, all we Fener fans need to do is just be patient and count on the new board. And I believe they will do well, and they will do their best to get Fenerbahçe to good days. Okay, one more question. We know that not just Fenerbahçe were after Ferdi. Also, like as you said, Ahmet, I've seen rumors too. They were saying like 6 or 5 Dutch teams, including Feyenoord, Alkmaar, and also Beşiktaş were after Ferdi.
That's what they say. We don't know. Like Koos said, we don't know.
Maybe not true.
There 6 teams. That's what they say.
But it is true that not the Fenerbahçe were after Ferdi, and he decided to play for the Yellow Canaries. So, Koos, do you think the Philip Koku is the main reason for him to join Fenerbahçe?
The main reason is that Fenerbahçe is a big club. A real.
Yeah, that's a good answer. That's for sure a big club.
Koos is a diehard Fenerbahçe, but his first team.
Of course, he knows Philip Koku from the Dutch TV. His father played with him as a youngster, so they know each other.
Ah, that's good. I love that.
And they all have the same manager, same agent. It's also handy.
Ah, yeah.
But the main reason is the team and the manager handy with it, I guess.
So that's one company's business.
The club is.
Yeah. So
say it again?
Yeah, I said one company is business. Then you said Koku's and Ferdi's managers agent is same. So this is the reason as well. And we know you are an Ajax fan.
The management company that they have, and also have offices all over the world.
Yeah, it's a big company.
In the United States too. Yeah. Westman is a big
the U.S. company.
We know.
Ilkay, before we end the program, is one thing I want. Before the Turkish media knew anything about Ferdi, especially Koos he was the first one, I would believe.
Yeah.
He was the one that mentioned it on Twitter, and then he's the one direct messaged me.
Yeah.
This was like when he was 15.
Yeah.
And at that time, or even like a couple months ago, nobody, we've been talking about it, Koos and a couple other people on Twitter. But the Turkish media didn't have any idea about anything about Ferdi. They didn't know anything about it. So you got the right guy right here talking to you right now.
Believe me, Ahmet abi, believe me, I was pressing Koos a lot to join my podcast about this episode.
Yeah.
All over the Twitter.
So I think
DMing.
Anybody who's gonna give you right information, as you also know, Koos is married to a Turkish. And he's got 2 twins.
Yeah,
and he loves Fenerbahçe. And also he's an attorney in Dutchland.
Well,
so
I believe
Koos knows what he's talking about.
Well, I know Koos is an Ajax fan, but his heart is with Fenerbahçe. I believe so.
Oh yeah, he's a diehard Fenerbahçe.
I'll try.
Yeah.
We always say.
Yeah.
Well.
As I said, I knew nothing about Ferdi until last year. Koos mentioned him to me. I mean, sent me his videos on Twitter. So
a lot of people didn't know anything. Like I said, as I mentioned, at the age 15, Koos was talking about it. So it's been 3 years that he's been talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about more Dutch Turkish footballers.
Exactly.
By the way,
I was about to say the same thing. He follows more like Turkish Dutch footballers in Dutch league, and
right.
I'm sure I can guarantee that he knows every youngsters in Dutch league, and as an
he has a couple of them. He knows Naji too, right? Now, tell us about Naji a little bit, Coach.
Naji Univa from Ajax, you mean?
Right.
Yeah, I know him. Sure.
Yeah, every Turkish born, the Turkish kid born in Dutchland, Koos has pretty good idea how they play.
Not all of them, but at our club I know them for sure. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well,
it will be a new program in a couple of years when they got transferred to Fenerbahçe.
Do you think so?
It might be.
Yeah. I mean, there's a guy also as well, or like Orkun Kökçü or something. Yeah.
I look at he's a little bit physically. He's not fit though. What do you think?
Ferdi at the moment.
At the moment?
Yeah.
You're talking about Ferdi's fitness.
No, not Ferdi.
Naji.
He's just a small kid, age 14. Or maybe 15 now.
But age now is the age that he should start doing a little bit, little lightweight and stuff like that. I think
he needs to grow a bit. Sure.
Yeah.
But Messi's not a big guy neither.
You got that right.
Well,
you're right.
We'll see if he grows until what he can become.
So
in a few years.
Yeah. Cause so you do you think Ferdi will do well in Fenerbahçe and will suit well to Turkish Super League because it's a tough league as well.
If Koku gives him is patient enough, and coach is patient enough with Koku, then he will do well.
Yeah.
There's only two conditions there are with him.
He needs to.
Football-wise, he has enough talent to do well in the Turkish league.
Yeah, because there's Ferdi play as a number 10, but he can play as number 8 position as well, and I think he plays as a right winger too.
Yeah, he started as a right winger at NEC in Nijmegen.
Yeah,
it's easier to
and when you look at
debut as a right winger.
So and when you look at Fenerbahçe, like there are many midfielders, so it will be a tough race for Ferdi to get the jersey for starting. I think he will get his chance. I believe in Koku, and I think he will give him some playing chances, and he will take the chance well and become one of Fenerbahçe's favorite footballers, in my opinion. He needs to be careful with who is hanging out in Istanbul nights. I think so. Then all will be fine.
Yeah, it will be fine. I'm sure. I'm very optimistic about it.
Yeah. So Ahmet abi, do you think he will do well as well?
I think as I said in the beginning of this podcast, I think Ferdi has all the potentials. He's being, as far as at his age, being professional, and the concept that the problem with a lot of young kids in Turkey coming up to the big clubs, they cannot keep up with the training system. The training with the for the games is very important. So Ferdi has all those tools. I don't worry. The problem that I have, the biggest concern that I have, is adaptation to Istanbul, and I think that's the only. And then being homesick. This is the first time probably he's going to be in Turkey for a long time. He's at the age 18. And, having two kids, two boys. There's sometimes when the kids born outside of Turkey and they come to Turkey, they have these problems. I have seen with many players in Turkey with my own eyes. So I just hope that Ferdi doesn't go that way. But as far as his professionalism and working hard in the training, I think he has all those tools, and he has the talent. If that talent shows up, I think within the 6 months, and he will start for Fenerbahçe team.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope so.
I fully agree. He will do fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Koos and I just hope that it will be good to watch him because he's a lot of fun to watch on the field.
Yeah.
He is very technical.
Yes.
Dribbling and ball scoring as well.
I watched a training match, and I seen he did very well. I mean, in this training match, and he did some quality passes and very technical passes. Even so,
right.
Yeah.
He's a team player. One thing. He's not a selfish. That's what when I say professional. He's a team player. So you could see that at the age 18, the concept, the stuff that he has, he's well professional, and see those comes with the thoughts at the farm at the very young age. When you're a kid, when you get that all that stuff at the age between 10 and 14, that helps you when you move to bigger clubs. And I think that he's got the biggest tool with him. All he has to do is show his talent to Koku and Fenerbahçe. And in past years in Turkey, this is how it works. If you know somebody, if you know the president of the club, you get in the team. I hope it doesn't happen with Fenerbahçe. I don't think it's going to happen with Fenerbahçe team. Whoever works hard should earn that starting job. I think, like I said, Ferdi has all the potential and all the tools.
Yeah, I think I agree. He has a huge potential, and if he uses well and Fenerbahçe give him chances, he will do very well and he will become a very big player, I believe, in the future.
Yeah.
And Fenerbahçe will play a friendly match against Fulham today, so let's hope we will see him play in some time, and so it will be better.
Maybe on Saturday against Feyenoord.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking forward to go to that game. I hope I will meet Ferdi there, so I can send you the photo with him. And
if we're okay, I know Koos is in his office. His minutes are money. He's when you talk to an attorney, you gotta make it sweet and short. Right, Koos?
Yeah, I'm talking about sweet and short. I have to get back to work.
Yeah, okay, and we are about to end today's episode, and I just want to say thank you for joining me, Ahmet and Koos. It was a pleasure to speak with you about it.
No problem.
And thank you for sharing me your knowledge about football general and also Ferdi as well. And thank you, and hope to get you on the podcast again. And thank you for joining me. See you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.
I'll see you, Koos. Have a good day. Take care.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Thanks.
Yep.
It's my pleasure. Peace out. Bye-bye.